Shalom, brothers and sisters. So this is Eugene, the African Kid, and today I'm gonna address something which it's not only affecting us as people from the black community, but also we as Africans. I'm going to give my perspective about this issue as an African. So guys, I want you to watch this video. It's something which happened around 7 months ago, and this is a problem which we still have until today. So I want you to watch this video. It's really important, and also I want you to hear the perspective of those black brothers who are giving their perspective, and I'm also going to give my perspective as an African. And what if this situation happens in an African setup? How is this going to be solved? And so guys, let's watch this video, and later on join me to discuss about this, and I'll give you my African perspective.
Every grocery store looks like this.
I am 100% convinced. I am 100% convinced that there's something wrong with the water they're putting in the hood for these black people to act like this, bro. Either there's something in their DNA, either there's something in the water that's making them act like savages like this. Think about it. They are the only people I've ever seen do an action with no logic. They just act of pure animal instincts. They never think about the consequences. From what the lady said, that was the only Walmart you guys had in that hood, right? But you guys destroyed it. Think, you guys probably have cousins, little baby nieces, nephews, children in your hood who need food. But you guys destroyed it. And you guys complain that the whites are taking the Walmart away from you. Because you act like buffoons. You act like this. What is wrong with you guys? And then you guys complain about, oh, people make it in the hood and they get out. They get money and they get out. Of course they do. Because you guys are uncivilized swines. Why would they stay there with you? You guys are savages. That's why nothing ever comes good from it. That's what I'm saying. I'm convinced. There's something in the water, or it's something in the DNA of these black people living in his hoods. Take it for example, the gangsters' hood, the mob ties, the Crips, the Bloods, whatever they are in the hood. I've never heard any of them talk and spew anything which is logical. Nothing they say makes logical sense. They kill each other for addresses, for blocks. Oh, that's my block. You're in my block, let me kill you. You're an animal. You're a fucking idiot. Right? And think about this as well. But then the left, the fucking idiotic left, come here, complain, oh, this is all because of slavery. They were disenfranchised. Slavery happened. The whites fucked us. Yes, they did. Let's move on. You're in a better situation now. But you guys are refusing to act like civilized beings. They laugh at you. Other races laugh at us. I don't get it. You guys are so stupid. God's not going to help you guys because you're never helping yourself. I don't get y'all. That's why you see all the black rappers, all the athletes, that's why they don't help you guys in the hood. They don't want to be seen with you guys. I don't blame them. They don't want to be seen with you buffoons. You savages. Get a brain.
Okay, so I'm going to break down why black people looting the way they are in these cities is going to negatively affect their own situation. Okay, so some kind of business knowledge. If you know you have a store, okay, and that store is consistently being stolen from, what is one of the ways you can combat that problem? One of the ways is you slowly start raising your prices to negate for the stuff that's been stolen and the losses you're taking as a result of that. So a lot of these black people don't know that they're contributing to the rising prices, for one. And now the people who are actually doing it the right way are having to pay more for their stuff because of the ones who are stealing and causing significant losses to the business. Okay, so now let's say the business shuts down as Walmart shut 4 of the locations down. Now, who does that negatively affect the most in that area? The black people. So now there's a loss of income from loss of jobs. And Walmart's a very large employer. It's not like they're just a small mom and pop shop and all the people that lose that job can just go easily find something else. I don't think it's that simple. So now more people in the community are out of work. But on top of that, now since those locations have closed down, the people that live close to those locations now have to drive further to different locations to get the stuff they need. Again, Black people, lowest income demographic in the US. So that extra mile or the extra miles they're putting on their car, the extra gas they're paying to travel that far is not going to be good for them. So now the families in these areas have to spend more money to get the same thing. They've got to travel further for gas. And don't forget, the prices have been raising due to the crime and theft. And in addition to that, don't forget about inflation. So you have all three. And now businesses are not going to come in the area, which would allow for new job growth, new economic growth, Black people to have more opportunity. They're not going to come in that area because why would they put their hard-earned money in an area where people don't value anything and are just destroying stuff? And then insurance is even going to be questionable about insuring all of that because it's a loss for them if they keep seeing stuff get destroyed. So it's really a loss for the people in the community. And then these people will go complain and say, well, these people don't want to invest in Black people. They don't want to give us a shot. They don't want to help us. No, that's not it. These people work hard for their money just like you do. And this is why it's important for us to actually have an idea of how business and economics works instead of just blaming everything on racism or people not wanting to help Black people, because that's not the truth. There's far more to it than that.
Just for a moment. This shit is pathetic. And then people wonder why I make these videos. Why I stand up for the truth. You wonder why I went conservative. Why I don't want to associate with this type of shit? How in the fuck can I be Black and proud of that? And what's really crazy is that they're doing it to themselves. Looting stores. For what? The saddest part about this is that it affects the people who didn't even have anything to do with it in the first place. So to the few of those comments that be asking me on a daily basis, why am I talking about my own people? Why do I make these videos?
So I know most of you are asking yourself,
now
why
go
is
clean
this
up that
African kid
Walmart.
trying to talk about something which happened in Chicago? See, it might have happened in Chicago, but we also as Africans, we face the same situations. For example, I have a friend who is a thief. How am I going to deal with this? And I know that they are thieves, you see. And how are parents or people who do such kind of things? Because these people who do lootings, these people who steal from the supermarkets, these people who steal from the Walmart are people. These are our neighbors. These are the people we see them every day. So how do we deal with this in an African setup? So this is what happens. I'll give you an example of a school. So for example, a strike happens in a school. For example, in my school today, what will happen is that there will be a fee increment for the students who engaged in this, and this will also affect the students who never participated in, you know, breaking of window glasses, interfering with the infrastructure of the school. So it's something which is going to catch a number of people, even those people who never did it. So how is this important to deal with? This is important to deal with because this thing doesn't only affect the doers, but it also affects the innocent people. That's why you see those people who did that looting, the people who will be affected are mostly the people who the people who will be affected are the majority of people who depend on this. So same way, how do we cope up with this? Because in an African setting, we have something called mob beating. Mob beating is a situation where a thief is placed in the middle of the road, and we have car tires which are lit up to the fire, and then they are put, and then they are being burned. So this is so painful because these are people that, you know, it might be your neighbor, it might be somebody else. So this is my message to the African Americans or to the Black Americans who are doing these things. See, this is a wrong thing because it won't only affect you as a person, but it will affect people who are around you. You can imagine those pregnant women walking miles away or driving miles away just to get a Walmart to buy food because you destroyed it to fill the void which you want right now. You know, that instant gratification that you want something right now. So you are going to loot your brother's business. And you ask yourself why. I've been hearing a couple of, you know, Black Americans saying that it's not easy to grow in the United States because them folks, you know, brothers keep on fighting against each other, people are looting against each other, so there is no development. And same also in an African setup where there are thieves, there is no development, and people will not want to invest in such kind of places because they are worried that they might be, you know, things that still might be stolen from them. And It's so sad. And what about the person who has also been stolen from? It is so sad. You know, the psychological effects that they are going through. You see that Chicago woman was crying because she was robbed, literally robbed, after spending $1 million in setting up the Walmart, and everything, that the time, the energy that he has invested in the business, and just within some minutes people come and loot it, and just it becomes like everything she ever invested in, it's nothing. Talk about those people who want food. Where will they get the food? Because I think it's important for people to get food, and this will also affect the people who are staying in those areas. They'll have to migrate to find places where it's easier for them to get food. Okay, so you guys tell me what you think in the comment section. Also, in an African way, the way we used to solve such kind of problems: number one, we have warnings. We have police who could give you warning. They could come and tell you, brother, we know that you did this, we are giving you warning, please do not do this. The police, the African police, can offer to give you your fare to go back to the up country, so that you don't come back, so that they don't kill you. That's why in Africa, thieves are killed instantly. There is no negotiation, unless there is somebody like police who can try to talk to the people to avoid the mob justice. But this is something in which we Africans, we don't tolerate in an African setup. So that's how we deal with such kind of things. And I know it's so painful, because most of people who does this are people who you know, people who you chill with, and maybe you just know that it's so and so did this, but it's now affecting everyone. And how do you cope up when they are caught up with, maybe when now they are shot, you see? So how do you deal with such kind of things? And I feel like it's important for me to give my perspective as an African, as a person who has stayed in African, and how do we deal with such kind of things? Because I believe that we should not stay in a place where there is no rule, there is no there's no something which is governing us, and that also means that we should be regulated. That include our habits, how we behave as human beings, because human beings, when left without laws, they start becoming animals. And the way the brother was describing, people have lost their mind, people are killing each other's brothers, and it doesn't come back to are you black or are you what. You see, our brothers have turned blind, and we are now killing each other. We are now looting in each other's shop, you see. So guys, tell me what you think in the comment section. This is Eugene, the African Kid. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Thank you.